You don't have to only operate from the mind or insecurity of you or the limited state of it. You can be literally like operate from the freedom or the wholeness of you, where like things are better, and I'm telling you this, it doesn't matter if you are not free from yourself, what country you go in, where you live in, you see, if you are not happy internally, I mean, you are not free from yourself, because the reason why you do not enjoy anything is because the person inside you is so occupied with the life in thinking, not in physical world. So that's why we suffer more in our head than reality, and that's a problem. Reality is much more easier. The moment we take care of ourselves internally, the outside world becomes very easy. It's like we don't have to think too much to actually live, you see. What is your role in this life? Every day, like, we wake up, you see, we wake up with this miserable feeling like, oh, again today. You see, we never say, wow, again today. We don't even say again. We just wake up miserably, go and washroom, brush teeth, go and have a tea and then coffee, whatever, and then start the boring day. Like, to be honest, that's how it is for me. Like, every day I wake up, I find it a sense of meaninglessness in everything. It's like it's okay, but life is not all about like responsibilities or just random suffering. It can be much more bigger, but it matters like what we give importance to. Like, if I say what is my role, you see that the moment we try to find the answer of this question, what is my role? Yes, I have this life. I wake up because you have the energy. So instead of looking at it, you see, like, I can do anything, but we give ourselves a role like a computer, you see, like, I'm supposed to do this, you see, but we never allow ourselves to really find out what do we really want to do, you see. And if there is such thing that gives us joy, we should do that. Yes, and at the same time, we should not be eaten by our own environment and problems around us, because life is not worth living, you see. I mean, of course, even if I say this, we don't have a choice. Just for problems, just for responsibilities, does that mean I'm here to just suffer and you see, be responsible to my problems? Or I can just, you see, live more freely. I mean, I have this state where you can say it's a stateless state. You see, because if we think too much about life, it can become a burden, to be honest. That's what happened to me. Is like, when I saw like why everything is a burden, as a pressure to me, because I think too much. And then for 2 3 years I suffered, and again something really happened where I saw like I don't have to think too much to live my life. And that was such a great sense of relief, like, wow, like I can just exist as what I am without thinking too much. Because when we are so occupied with ourselves, everything can become so hard, you see. Everything around us, life, problems, you see, they are not much bigger, you see. Things are not that hard, but because we are so occupied with them, we try to fight everything, or we just reject or resist everything, and then they become so hard on ourselves. Otherwise, if you see that nothing can really be hard on you if you are easy with everything. It's all the conditions, you see, of your mind, why making everything so harder for you. Otherwise, life is just like more easy when you are not there for it. It's like when you are just there in the moment, you see, not much occupied with thoughts, just naturally as what you are. Life is more better. And I found that I don't have to think too much to live my life. I can just exist and just like be happy, not out of my mind, but just seeing that I'm literally like nothing, not in terms of words, but I can let myself be happy by choice, like to not think a lot. But that me is not me, it's just natural intelligence. Like, my whole point of view is like, there's a switch in us where we can say like we can bring our attention back to this moment. We don't have to be lost in random things of mind. The reason why life can become so hard or quite difficult or a burden to live can be because we are so lost and occupied with everyday activities in mind, not in physical world. In the physical world, it doesn't matter what you do as long as you are free mentally. So I'm talking about the mental freedom, where the mind is so occupied with a lot of things. It's like you are trying to solve solve everything. You are trying to make everything perfect, and nothing seem to go in the perfect way. So then what you do is just you turn off your own self from the reality, where you just pay attention to this moment only. You don't turn off yourself from the reality, from real problems, from life itself, but from the noise of the mind. It's like you have a switch where you can turn it off from the world around you. And I know it cannot sound like familiar to most people, but that is the truth actually. We have that power when we can just turn it off, like, bring the attention back to this moment, to right now, here, you see, this moment right now. We can bring it back, and you can see it as a spiritual thing or metaphysical thing, whatever people call it. But this is the truth actually. This is the intelligence, natural intelligence of you see, where the mind is free. You can literally do anything. But then, yes, it doesn't matter how many problems you have, what situation you are in, how many, you see, things don't even matter anymore, because you are free mentally. It's like you become unstoppable and fearless completely. But not, it's not that you fight why I'm scared. It's just that it is there, but you no longer care. You see, that not caring what makes you more powerful and unstoppable actually, where you just live, and you drop all the insecurities of the self. It's, like, we are constantly our ego. That's why we suffer actually. Ego is a limited thing, to be honest. Ego is not what we are supposed to be. And intelligence is there. Before ego, there was intelligence in us actually, where everything was born. So if we have that, it means that is what we are, the intelligence, being simply what we are, you see. Like, we don't have to worry very much about everything. The moment we see that that everything is taking care of everything, we just have to bring our attention back to our inner self, where we are just relaxed, we are like, whoo, man. And that's what alcohol does. That's what drugs do actually. I'm not telling you to go and take them, but the reason why the world of attention, you see, the social media are growing everything, because people are running from themselves, you see, constantly running from their thoughts, from their mind, from anxieties, but they are seeking temporary solutions. They are not even solutions, they are just distractions actually. But then we have a choice where we can drop all the insecurities, all the fears and anxieties, and we can just come back to ourselves naturally, and just close our eyes, just be there. And I know it's something that I'm sharing, I'm not supposed to share, because it's just an experience thing, where you can bring back your attention to here in this moment, and you can live in this way for how longer you want to live. And I'm telling you that everything will be much more easier for you. I'm telling you, the life will be much more easier by this. And that can be your role, to just be here. That is the role actually. The role cannot be very, you see, egotistical, like I have to have a very greater meaning, you see, because then meanings becomes a burden actually. That's why, you see, so many people are stuck in their own purpose of life, because life itself is purposeless. So when you give it a meaning, you see, with very much importance, that's okay to give it a meaning. But when we give it too much meaning, you see, with so much importance, then it becomes a burden for us. It's like we have to live in that meaning, but it is more like meaningless, you see. It's more freedom than it is a prison to live in. So that's all my point is, like, we can just drop ourselves and mentally, and things will take care of us. Like, intelligence is there, and I'm telling you that your life is much more better when you are internally calm, you see. And you become calm only when you bring your attention to this moment right now, you see. So that's the thing actually. That's what I want to say is that you don't have to only operate from the mind or insecurity of you, or the limited state of it. You can be literally, like, operate from the freedom or the wholeness of you, where, like, things are better, and I'm telling you this, it doesn't matter if you are not free from yourself, what country you go in, where you live in, you see. If you are not happy internally, I mean, you are not free from yourself, because the reason why you do not enjoy anything is because the person inside you is so occupied with the life, in thinking, not in physical world. So that's why we suffer more in our head than reality, and that's the problem. Reality is much more easier. The moment we take care of ourselves internally, the outside world becomes very easy. It's like we don't have to think too much to actually live, you see. And I'm telling you that my life is more better when I'm not controlling it very much, when I'm not like interfering with everything. The more I interfere, the more I get scared, or I fear, like, what if I don't? What if I not? You see, the fear comes actually. Then what is the point of living my life like this? Yes, it's like I can live then in a freedom way. Yes, and I can just exist. You see, in so uh, kind of unstoppable way where the energy is there. Just you see, this openness to life will bring more positivity, more joy, more happiness, more fulfillment, and more abundance to you than all the negativity. I'm telling you this, like, you have to simply just you see, bring your attention to this moment. To this moment, the mind cannot understand this, but this moment means solve nothing at all. Literally let the energy do the work. You just rest actually. The more you rest, the more life is better. I'm telling you, that's the secret, you see. And for some people it takes time, but for a lot of people, if you're too occupied, then you will actually see the reality that, wow, the reason why life is boring or quite very meaningless is because I'm so occupied with myself. So that's my point. Is like, just live freely and enjoy, and bring your attention to yourself right here. Everything is just fine, you see that. So it's a natural intelligence of us, actually. It's our intelligence, but then we call it something like a spiritual thing, or this moment, or present moment. It's not even present moment. It's just natural intelligence right here in you, where you belong to. You do not belong to the noise of the mind or random states of the mind. That's all. Thank you for watching.